Glad you're with us. Leaders of Turning Point USA's chapter at the University of South Carolina say they're shocked, they're saddened.
Charlie Kirk, who was a conservative political activist and founder of the group, was shot and killed yesterday. 7 News State House reporter Caroline Jaffa is there right on campus where Charlie spoke.
I'm standing exactly where political activist Charlie Kirk sat just this past April when he came to speak with and hear from students at the University of South Carolina.
It's a predominantly conservative audience. If someone from the left comes up to the mic, let's treat them with respect. Let's not interrupt or scowl or boo them. Show the left the respect that we don't get on these college campuses.
Charlie Kirk set up his table outside the student union at USC and did what he died doing. He set up an open mic. Turning Point USC's chapter president, Mia Weathers, says Kirk took questions from people who both agreed and disagreed with him.
It was an incredible event. We saw so many people when we were out here tabling on campus, just promoting everything. People were so excited that Charlie was coming out here.
She says he's made a huge impact on her life, and his legacy will never be forgotten.
He kind of inspired us to not be afraid to use our voice, to not be afraid to speak our minds. He inspired us to just keep fighting for what we believed in, and he just paved the way and laid the foundation for a lot of us.
Many political leaders in the state on both sides of the aisle have spoken about Kirk's death.
More and more I hear this drumbeat of polarization that if you don't agree with me, not that I should speak out against what you believe in, but I should eliminate you for what you believe in. It's exactly the opposite of tolerance.
You know, at the end of the day, that's what politics is about. It's discussion that you want to translate into action, into public policy. So this is about a public policy fight in America today.
House Minority Leader Representative Todd Rutherford posted on X, "Political violence has no place in America. I'm praying for Charlie Kirk's loved ones and for our country." Governor McMaster directed the State House flag be lowered at half-staff, as well as state and political subdivision buildings, until sunset on Sunday. In Columbia, I'm Caroline Jaffa.
Now, USC's chapter of Turning Point USA says they are planning to have a vigil for Kirk on campus in the next coming couple of days.
This killing is concerning to many we spoke with in the upstate. 7 News' Julia Keener says many people are stunned by the horrific act.
Some people we spoke with say they are shocked and heartbroken. Charlie Kirk spent years talking about the future of America, and now they say his sudden death has left many fearing for it.
Apparently there's been a shooting. I don't know who's been shot.
Reaction was immediate.
Kind of like a gut punch.
It was absolutely unacceptable.
Sadness, anger, outrage. Hearing that Charlie Kirk had been assassinated.
Charlie James, a host at WORD Radio, says their phone lines lit up with distraught callers.
One of the big questions that was asked yesterday is, you know, there's all this talk about rhetoric, and people are trying to talk about maybe the rhetoric should have been toned down. But what amount of rhetoric actually justifies somebody being assassinated? I don't think there is an amount of rhetoric that could justify that.
Kirk, a husband, father, and well-known conservative voice, was 31 years old.
I think to see someone that wasn't as abrasive as others get assassinated, it was really a gut punch to a lot of us.
And Charlie Kirk wasn't taken down because of what he said. He wasn't taken down because of his ideas. He was taken down because he was effective.
But for James, the most shocking response didn't come from the crowd or callers. It came from social media.
People celebrating this event, people glad that it happened, people very happy that this man, a father, a husband, was assassinated. And I think that is a very sad statement on our society.
Local leaders on both sides are speaking out.
No one should be shot or killed or be in fear for their life when expressing their viewpoints.
And they believe this moment could ignite something bigger, especially among younger generations.
I think now you're going to have thousands of Charlie Kirks. They're ready. They're ready to go and charge and fight on because they know how important it is. If we lose the First Amendment, we've lost the entire Constitution.
In Greenville, Julia Keener, 7 News.
Turning Point. The largest terror attack on American soil is remembered all over the country. The bell tolled and bagpipes followed in New York. And then, as they do each year, the names of every victim read one by one. In Pennsylvania, another ceremony in memory of the passengers and crew killed aboard United Flight 93. And at the Pentagon, President Trump and the First Lady took part in a moment of silence for the 184 people killed.
First Lady and I unite with you in sorrow. And today, as one nation, we renew our sacred vow that we will never forget September 11th, 2001.
Yesterday, the fire department in New York at the World Trade Center Memorial Wall added the names of another 39 members who died of 9/11 related illnesses, a number that they expect, sadly, to grow.
Anderson County deputies say they discovered the skeletal remains of several dogs at a home in Belton this week. Laura Miller spoke with a member of the homeowner's family. A warning, we're going to show you images that might be disturbing, even though we've blurred most of them.
The Anderson County Sheriff's Office says they searched a property on Camelot Drive and discovered at least 8 dead dogs on that property. Deputies began investigating the home in early September due to reports of poor treatment of several dogs. Leah Thrasher says she is the sister-in-law to the person who lived in the home and believes they were a dog breeder.
When I arrived there, it was last Tuesday to do a welfare check on my brother-in-law because I hadn't heard from him in about 2-3 weeks.
And these are photos she took once she got onto the property, and some of these photos have been blurred for viewer discretion.
When I entered the house was extremely dirty. There was dog feces and pee everywhere.
Thrasher called authorities. The sheriff's office obtained a search warrant and found skeletal remains and at least 8 dead dogs. Aaliyah's friend, who contacted 7 News, explained her thoughts on the situation.
There's a level of love for your animals, but then there's a level of no love and you're just not there.
The Anderson County Sheriff's Office says they expect an arrest Friday. In Anderson County, Lauren Miller, 7 News.
Deputies say charges are pending as the Animal Control Unit collects evidence.
Welcome back. Consumers are feeling the pinch. The latest government data shows inflation rose in August, which was in line with expectations, but weekly jobless claims also jumped. Kelly O'Grady has a look at the numbers.
The basic necessities are costing Americans more. The latest consumer price index, out Thursday, shows inflation accelerated last month, rising 2.9% annually. That's up from 2.7% the previous month, the biggest jump since January.
Obviously, as we get towards 3%, people are feeling the pinch.
Price pressures are showing up most notably in shelter and food costs, up 0.4% and 0.5% respectively in August. Personal chef Ari Kramer says farmers markets may offer the cheapest options.
Your base grocery store is, I'd say, anywhere from 10 to 25% more expensive per item.
Tariffs are weighing on prices for items like furniture, apparel, and motor vehicle parts. Many are imported from elsewhere, and experts say artificial intelligence is zapping your electricity bill.
All these companies pouring billions of dollars creating the electricity needed to deliver AI to us is causing our own bills to rise.
You can also expect more tricks than treats this Halloween.
The overall category of candy up by more than 8% year over year. I suspect that's going to head towards 10% as we get closer to Halloween.
And in a continuing sign of a softening labor market, new jobless claims last week rose to their highest level in almost 4 years.
The Federal Reserve will try to balance the seesaw between labor and inflation when it meets next week, but all signs are pointing to that long-expected benchmark interest rate cut. Kelly O'Grady, CBS News, New York.
And on Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up 617 points with expectations of cuts coming to interest rates.